Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, family and friends. I'm going to keep today very, very lighthearted. There's enough bad stuff in the news. First, I got to say, I really enjoy this white tie. I only have this one white tie, but it really makes my shirts really pop with this sucker. I really like it. I don't know why people don't wear white ties more often. Anyway, I saw a meme yesterday, and it just cracked me up. And the guy, he said, one way to make conservatives and MAGA absolutely lose their mind. What if the LGBTQ community added S for straight, and they just became all-inclusive? How conservatives and MAGA would lose their mind saying, I'm not part of that, I'm not part of that. Well, I just thought that was funny, okay? Second point. Now, I know we have the First Amendment and we have the right to free speech. But I would propose that anyone that gets, you can say what you want, all right? But just like if you go into a movie theater and you yell fire, there's a problem. You can get a fine or go to jail. Just like if you're on an airplane and you yell bomb, you can get a fine or go to jail. Anybody that is in media, like they claim to be a news organization, they get paid, that's the key point, they get paid to report news. If they purposely spread false information, there should be a fine. You can still say it, but there is a fine for misinformation to the public when they are counting on you for said information. Okay? You want to say it, that's fine. Just pay the price. I don't know. That's just a weird idea that popped in my head. If you are not a news organization, then you need to have a disclaimer that this is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Is that too hard? You don't. In other words, don't pretend to be a news organization. Don't pretend to have credentials and then use misinformation on the public. I think there should be a penalty for that. Maybe I'm crazy. Anyway, number 2, or technically number 3. When you buy a car, you have to get it registered, right? Registered in your name. And you have to get insurance, especially if you get a loan on it, right? Driving on the streets, using the vehicle on public roads, you have to have insurance. Why is it such a big deal? Why is it such a big deal that we don't have registration for firearms and insurance for firearms? Obviously, if you're an owner and you have 15 or 20 firearms, your insurance is going to be higher than somebody that only has one. Okay, you want to buy them, that's fine. Got no problem, but they're going to be insured, and the level of danger determines the amount of insurance. So if you have like a little pocket 22 that only has, Derringer that only has 3 or 4 shots, you're going to have lower insurance costs than somebody that has an AR-15 or a shotgun. Makes sense. I don't know. And obviously, NRA would do everything they can, tooth, nail, and claw, to prevent that from happening. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea. Also, if you have a child that goes and does a mass shooting, pew pew, in their school or something like that, you should be held liable. Like, for example, what I mean by that is, sure, you might just have a crazy kid, but if you have a crazy kid, you know it, and you should make sure to take precautions to make sure they don't have access to your firearms. And if you have a crazy kid and you bought them a firearm, you should definitely be liable, whether it's penalties, fines, all of that. I mean, do you think that would be a good deterrent? I do. If I knew that I could get in trouble for something my crazy kid did, I would make sure and try to limit the access and the ability of my crazy kid to do something to get me in trouble. Anyway, that's my video, and hopefully that all made sense. Some of it is, a little tongue-in-cheek, but I don't know. I think they're good ideas. What do you guys think? That's my video. Make sure you have a good afternoon. Oh, you know what? Something I just thought of, because I don't have X or Twitter. I refuse to have anything to do with Elon Musk. If some of you guys have Twitter or X and you feel like it, share my videos or share the link to my YouTube just to see what happens. I don't know. You don't have to, but just a thought. Anyway, thanks and have a good afternoon.